All right, so my name is Caitlin Grest, and this is my final reflection of this semester and what I've learned. So throughout the semester, I've written quite a bit, but what I'm going to talk about the most today is probably my guidebook to adulting, which is my multi-genre project. The first one that I want to talk about is my Pyrex potatoes. I liked this because this was probably my favorite piece to write. It was funny and descriptive, and it really shows something that I revised over and over again, and I looked through it to help create more descriptive writing. So, like, when I would read through, I would think of a way that really showed what I was thinking in my head. So, a good example of it is um, when we opened the oven to see the pool plastic Pyrex cooled in the bottom of the oven, it looks similar to blood splatter you would see in an episode of a crime TV show. It was that came in through the revision part. I thought it really described what I was seeing in my head, and it just came out to be funny. And that was my favorite thing to write. The an example of something that really kind of showed my creativity was the new couch. I really loved the rhyming that I was able to put into it, and once again, I really enjoy being descriptive. So, like, my favorite part in here is as time would go by, my patience wore thin because the pleather on the couch was similar to sunburnt skin. Just parts like that, I was really thinking about ways to say my couch was peeling, but I was able to say it in a way that was descriptive and kind of made it more flowery, and made you have to think about what was going on rather than saying directly out, my couch was peeling. That's something I really enjoy about poems, and that's why it's a common um, type of medium that I use, because I really am able to think about ways I want to say things in different manners. So that's why I would say the new couch was one of my most creative pieces I was able to make. One piece that I would say really surprised me and came out of nowhere was the unfinished document. This poem, like I said, I really enjoy making poems. It wasn't planned. It came in at the end after I had ended up finishing the project, and I was kind of coming up and thinking about ways that what did this project do for me? How did it help me? And that's where this poem came from. Um, as I mentioned in the poem, it started off as a joke, but then it became something healing for me, something that helped me understand what I was feeling and going through at the time. And I really was able to learn from the project about who I was as a person and ways that I was growing. And something I talk about this in the reflection about this project, is that sometimes you say the things that you need to hear the most. And a lot of times that's what happened when I was reading through these after the fact and editing, is that I really was writing things that I wanted to hear and I needed to hear. So that's why I would say that this piece really surprised me. A great way of showing my revisions uh, come here through my wrong. Come here through. You can see, like, this is what I initially wanted for my guidebook, but like there's pieces in here that didn't even end up getting written, or ideas that I had, like talking about the Charlotte riots, or things that I didn't necessarily I wanted to talk about, I had feelings about, and I wanted to write, but it's a piece that didn't end up in my final project. Example of my fiance sleep talking. Like, that was another funny story that I could have talked about, but I didn't want to bring it in. I didn't end up having that as part of the final product. And so, as you can see, it started to move. I know it's hard to see, but I started to change, like, where were pieces going to be put in there. And as you can see, unfinished document, it really did come in at the very, very end. It wasn't planned. The last piece that I would say was my best work came as my genre study project. Um, it was something that I really didn't want to do. I was kind of afraid of it, and it was a lot of work. But through the time, I was able to work hard on it and research. It became a 40-page document that I it was hard, and I really found myself working as hard as I could on this piece. And I think that you can really see it if you read through it. Um, because of all the text that I provided, the technology pieces I put in there. I know I worked hard on it, and I feel like you can definitely see that in my final product. Um, so these are a few things that I learned is that writing is not scary to me. I really enjoyed being able to express myself in a way, and that the best pieces and the best work that I had really just came out of um, writing shitty first drafts, just like talked in that article that we learned. Is that I just started writing, and then revisions really helped clarify what I was thinking. So I would say that I really learned a lot from this semester, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity to take this class. Thank you.